Starbucks coffee. That's good. That is good. There it is, guys. What's up, Fears audience? You guys right there, audience, Fears. The host with the most, the master of disaster, the man with the plan. That's right, it is Fears. Lots to talk about. Happy Tuesday, guys. It's June 13th, 2023. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. So I've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. All good things. Well, one bad thing. One bad thing, but the rest of it is good. Where to begin? I want to say work was okay, but I'll be honest with you guys. I can't lie to you guys. It was okay. But man, it was a shit show. It started off okay. The middle was all right. Towards the end was an absolute shit show, and I'll get into it. It was pretty crazy times at work. Anyway, let me open up the chat, and we'll get that going. There we are. Let me switch it from top chat to live chat, and feel free to chat and go nuts. Thank you for someone liking the stream. I appreciate that. We got one like so far. So I get to work, right? And my female boss is back. Oh, thank you for liking the stream a second time. Thank you so much. So I get back. So my female boss gets back, and I'm like, "Hey, how was your vacation?" She's like, the vacation was absolutely spectacular. And I was like, oh, "That's good." I'm like, "I'm going on vacation soon." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, I heard. She goes, "I saw in the computer that you're going to take some time off." I said, "Yeah." I said, it's much needed. And then she's like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, much needed. I need a break from everything. YouTube, my life, everything. Work, just to relax and rest." So I said, "There's that." And then she's like, "What about going to see your family?" I said, "Oh," I said, "that too." I said, "I'm going to go visit my family." All that. I said, so all that rolled up into one. Thank you for liking the stream a third time. I appreciate that, guys. I love my fans. Thank you so much for the likes, the comments, the views, everything. And so, anyway, work starts off good. And we start the morning meeting. And we had coffee. We had coffee waiting for us. I was like, oh, that's nice. Speaking of coffee, cheers to you guys. I went to Starbucks today. And I went to Starbucks for a very special reason, which I'm going to get into in just a minute. So we had coffee waiting for us. I had some coffee at work, and then here comes the bad news. She said, "Well," she goes, "there's good news and there's bad news." She goes, "The good news is we have coffee." And I went, yes. She goes, "The bad news is we got 41,000. No! So, plus, and then she goes, "Plus there's more." She goes, "There's more bad news. We were understaffed. So many people called in sick. So normally we've got around 17 to 20 people on the line. Not the case. I think we had like 9 or 10, which is crap. So that means the more people are gone, the more difficult the day is going to be, because usually I get like 1 truck, 2 trucks, maybe 3. The Fears man had 4 trucks today, which is the most trucks I've ever done, and it was it was hard to keep up. I kept up, but it was hard. A few people were yelling at me because I was missing boxes, and I just said, "Hold your horses. I'm working as fast as I possibly can." So, but that was towards the end. So the middle was all right. During the middle, I had 3 trucks. Well, then someone had to go home. I think someone got sick or someone threw up. So then I took that girl's truck. So towards the end, it was pretty bad. But my female boss came up to me, and one of the drivers was bitching and moaning and complaining that my truck didn't look neat. Well, what do you expect? We had 41,000, right? And we were understaffed. everything was organized. We have to put them in, in certain slots, and I put all the numbers together. Just he didn't like how I loaded it. And I said, look, it may look messy, but I said everything has order. I said, here's all the 1 boxes, here's all the 3 boxes, here's all the 4 boxes. So it was organized. It just looked a little like all the boxes weren't put in perfectly. But everything was together. I said, like, in this corner is all the 4 boxes. In this corner is all the 5 boxes and 6s and 7s. So there was order. My female boss said, don't worry about it, John. She goes, you know how drivers are. They just bitch, moan, and complain. I said, that they do. So it's pretty hard to not have a driver bitch and moan at you, because they don't see the hell that we go through all night. All they care about is having their truck filled up, and it has to be neat, and it has to be clean, and it has to be symmetrical and all that good noise. Thank you for liking the stream a 4th time. Yo, Skunk Ape, what's up? It's been a while, buddy. Good to see you. You know what? I'm going to be getting some more stream time soon. So I would love to have you on the show one day. And one of my topics is new interviews for the podcast. I would love to interview you someday on my main channel about your music. So one day I hope we can get that going on. Skunk Ape says, yeah, you can't please everybody. Exactly. You can't please everybody. So I already knew. I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And so then my female manager comes up and she goes, don't worry about it, John. She goes, you know how drivers are. They always bitch and moan. She goes, John, do I care if it looks messy? And I said, no. She goes, all I care about is that all the boxes are together. She goes, are all the boxes together? And I said, absolutely. I said, all the boxes are together. She goes, then that's all I care about. And then she's like, do me a favor, just jump in and just kind of tidy it up a little bit. So I did. I tidied it up, and then it looked fine. Then he stopped bitching and moaning, Skunk Ape. So, yeah. So it was kind of a crazy day, but towards the end, I'm gathering all my stuff. I brought like 2 water bottles, and I always bring a snack. So I had a Nutri-Grain bar, and I'm munching on my Nutri-Grain bar, and I'm walking out. My female manager kind of grabs me by the shoulder, and she goes, John, sorry about that guy bitching at you. She goes, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. She goes, great job today. She goes, thank you so much. She goes, I appreciate each and every one of you package handlers. And I said, hey, no worries. I said, I promise. I said, I was trying my best. She goes, oh, I know. She goes, John, I know you were. She goes, you were sweating like crazy. And I said, I was sweating just a tad, which meant a lot. I was sweating. My shirt was drenched, Skunk Ape. She goes, well, I appreciate all of your help. And she gave me a fist bump. So it started off good. The middle was okay. It got pretty rough at the end. But at least we ended it on a good note. Everything got fixed. Everything got done. Everything was in the right order. All that good stuff. Thank you, whoever it was that liked the stream a 4th time. I really appreciate it. I gotta say, over the last couple of days, I've been getting a lot of likes on my streams, so I really appreciate that. So anyway, so that's the first update. Skunk Ape, I'm gonna get your answer in just a minute. Give me 1 second. I'm reviewing everything. Because it's been a while since I've done some updates. So that's update number 1. Update number 2, bada bing, bada boom. Jeff just recently had a show. Jeff had the let's see, where was it? Which one was it? Oh, the Jacksonville Collectors Toy Fest. It was all the way in Jacksonville, right? The only reason why I didn't go is because Jacksonville from the Fears man's house, that's like 3.5 hours, almost 4-hour drive, depending on the traffic, right? So I called Jeff today, and I said, hey, Jeff, I said, how was the show? And he went, oh, Fears, you missed a hell of a show. He goes, it was good. I went, was it? And he goes, oh, yeah. I said, you know the reason why I didn't come, right? And then he said, well, he goes, I understand it's quite a drive. I said, yeah. I said, I'm trying to save money. I said, I got a big trip coming up. He goes, Fears, I totally get it. Then Jeff dropped some amazing news on me, but I promised him I would not spill the beans. If you come to one of his shows in a couple of weeks, you'll find out the surprise. I'll just give you a hint. He went, Fears, he goes, don't tell anyone. I said, can I at least give my fans like a little hint? And he went, yeah, sure. But he goes, just don't tell them. He sent me some photos of what he might buy. Let's put it this way. It blows all of my movie props out of the water and then some. And it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle prop of some kind. And he went, Fears, he goes, one guy, he goes, I don't know how he got this. He goes, but it's a prop used in an actual movie, and it's a vehicle, and he thought about selling it to me. And I said, Jeff, what does Fears always say? I think the better question is why wouldn't you buy it? And then he's like, well, Fears, it's all this. And I said, no, I get it, buddy, I get it. And he goes, this guy's asking a lot for it. I said, is he? And he goes, oh, yeah, Fears, he's asking a lot. I said, if it's a vehicle, and it's a movie prop vehicle used in an actual film, I could see why it's this. But I said, Jeff, if you do get it and you do display it at your conventions, I said, that'll only help your cause. And he went, that is true, Fears. That's true. So that's all I can tell you. So he sent me some pictures, and I said, how determined are you to buy it? And he said, I'm kind of 50-50. So I said, and he goes, do you want me to send you some photos of what I potentially may buy? I went, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, send them. Sent me the photos. Whoo! It looked good. It is quite the movie, and I'll just put your mind at ease. I wish it was the DeLorean Time Machine or the Ecto-1. You know, Fears' two favorite movie cars. Sadly, it is not. But I gotta say, it is definitely. It's not one of my favorites, but it's definitely a cool movie car. So it's not the Knight Rider, because my three top favorite movie cars of all time is the Knight Rider, the DeLorean Time Machine, and the Ecto-1. Ooh, yeah. And the Ecto-1A from Part 2. That's right. And the Ecto-1. Oh, it's coming back, baby! It's coming back in all of its glory in the new Ghostbuster film. Because in Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was kind of an older rust bucket version of the Echo. Of the Ecto-1, but I've seen pictures online. The Ecto-1 in all of its glory, all nice and shiny and sparkly, it'll be back to pristine condition, ooh la la, in the new Ghostbusters Firehouse, which I cannot wait. So the next show, unfortunately, I'm going to miss. The next show I'm going to miss is one of my favorites. July 8th and 9th is the Tampa Toy Con. That is such a good show. I told Jeff I won't be able to make it, and he was like, well, Fears, why aren't you going to make it? I said, that's going to be the start of my vacation. So that's going to be the start of my vacation, guys. I'm not going to tell you how long I'm going to stay in Missouri, because we all know that some people on the internet do not like me. So all of a sudden I get to the airline, yeah, guess what? We canceled your fucking tickets. Fuck you, Fears. And I'm like, oh, you little bastards. So, yeah. Anyway, but I will be back in time for, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to skip the August one, because I went to that one and it was, nah. But I will be back to Jeff's show September 9th for his Star Wars convention. That one I always love. That one I always enjoy. That one's always good. And then my favorite vendor, he'll be back. I think he said he'll be back for this one in November. Is the Tampa Extravaganza? That one's another one of my favorites. And his name is, I believe it's Rick. He runs the prop shop. And he went, Fears, I've got so many more replica props for you. I went, oh, Fears, can't wait for that. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. And he went, Fears, you know how you got a Wonka bar from me? And I went, I do. I do remember buying that Wonka bar. He goes, Fears, how would you like an everlasting gobstopper? I was like, you know what? An everlasting gobstopper would be good. I got to get going, Fears. I'll talk. Wait, real quick, Skunk Ape, before you go, real quick. I thought about doing new interviews for the podcast. Would you be interested someday if I could interview you about your music on my main channel? Yay or nay? Let me know. Please put it in the comments before you go. But good to see you. Good to see you again, Skunk Ape. Please let me know. If not, and you're already gone, I'll just contact you later. But anyway, so that's going to be the next few shows. But thanks to Skunk Ape for coming around and checking it out. Good to see you again, buddy. It's been a while. It's been a while. I gotta say, it's been a while since he's been around. So I appreciate that. Skunk Ape is a loving and loyal fan, and I really appreciate that. So I think he already took off, so I'll probably have to message him about being interviewed. I gotta say, my last interview with my friend Steph Toomey, that plays Dorothy at the Land of Oz, went really well. So if you guys haven't checked out that interview, check it out on the main channel. Definitely a good interview. And she's a wonderful person, very sweet, full of energy, full of life. She's wonderful. What else can I say about her? She's super professional, super funny, super nice. She is wonderful. Anyway, next update. The reason why I went and got a Starbucks is I got the dude's gift card. Here it is. So none of the trolls can't say that I didn't get it for him. Here's the gift card. I will open it up. I'm going to be sending all my meme contest contestants their gifts soon. There it is. I open it up, and there's the gift card. Oh yeah. So I put money on it. So I'm gonna be sending to him soon, and I'll probably put in a few little extra goodies, because unfortunately the trolls ruined my surprise for Yakov. They told him which stormtrooper I got from him, but thank God Yakov wasn't disappointed. I was quite upset. But that's neither here nor there. Let's keep it positive. So anyway. The next gift, I'm either going to go to Walmart tomorrow or Thursday. And Thursday, either tomorrow or Thursday is when I'm going to get Exhume Visions, his $25. It's either going to be $20 gift card or a $25 gift card from Walmart. So, yeah. And then I'll probably throw in some extra goodies for Visions. So the dude... And Yakov and Visions, you'll be getting your gifts pretty soon. So, and I'm sorry for the delay. I've been working a lot. I've been editing. Life's been crazy. I've been getting ready for my trip. Things have been just absolutely insane, guys. So, I appreciate your patience. I really appreciate your patience. But I think Visions and I think the dude and I think Yakov understand. So... he'll be getting his $10 gift card pretty soon. So the dude is coming soon, buddy. And thanks a lot for making a very cool meme and entering the contest. Same thing to Yakov. He's the winner of the contest. Yakov's meme was pretty awesome. And shout out to Visions for his loyal support and being a contest member too. Maybe in a couple of months I'll do another contest. I was thinking about the next contest, maybe doing like whoever does the best drawing of Fears Man would get like a prize. So yeah, I don't know what the prize would be, but I thought about it. I thought about doing that contest like people would mail me, or they could mail it to me, or they could put a picture of their drawing in the Discord, in LC's Discord or my somewhat Discord, whatever you want to call it. I thought about doing that in a couple of months. So we'll see. I'll definitely keep you guys updated. So yeah, so the only thing I need to get now is Visions gift card, and then I'm going to buy a few little extra goodies that I'm not going to tell you guys, because if I tell you, then the trolls will ruin it. So I'm going to keep the extra goodies to myself. I'm going to put a few little goodies in each person's, bag, and there we are. So I hope all the contest winners, I hope you guys like everything that you get, and hopefully they'll share it around what I got everybody. I got a couple of ideas on some extra goodies. So yeah. So that's the next big update. The last update before I start talking about the topics for today. When I called Jeff's like, "Hey, Fears, so are you free this weekend?" I said, "I am definitely free this weekend, Jeff." So it looks like I'm going to be hanging out with Jeff in Jeff's Nerd Cave this weekend. I'll probably film it. I'll do like a little vlog, and he'll show me around his Nerd Cave. I'll probably give him like a little interview inside the Nerd Cave. I'm very excited. I don't know which day. I told him, I said, I get off of work at like 8 on Friday, so I said, I could go home, sleep for a little bit, and then come over to your house and check out your nerd cave like Friday afternoon, Friday night. I said we could do it on Saturday afternoon. I said, I just can't do it Sunday. I said, because I've got church. And he's like, yeah, no worries, Fierce. He goes, let me get back to you. So he's going to call me Wednesday or Thursday, and he's going to confirm it. And I said, okay. I said, that's cool. So he's going to confirm it, and we're going to hang out this weekend, and that should be a lot of fun. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun, because I've seen pictures of Jeff's Nerd Cave, but I've never seen it in person. So I'm actually really excited, and I'm going to message Vision. Hopefully he can come and hang out. I am streaming right now. So come and hang out if you're available. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah. So I told Jeff. I said, what do you want to do? I said, do you want to do an interview first? I said, do you want to do like a tour? And he's like, oh, Fears, you like, we'll work that out whenever you get over here. And I said, okay. I said, cool. I said, hey, listen, man. I said, I am down for whatever you want to do. And he went, oh, he's like, oh, cool. He's like, well, can we do both? I said, yeah, sure, we can do both. I said, we can do an interview. I said, the interview can lead into like a tour of your nerd cave. I said, I'm all about it. I said, let's just figure it out. So he said, well, he goes, when I call you back on Wednesday or Thursday, we'll figure out what day. And so it looks like I'm going to be hanging out with Jeff in Jeff's nerd cave. So I am pretty damn excited. Because, like I said, I've seen pictures of it. I've seen it at certain angles, and I'm like, oh, my God. And Jeff just bought a life-size model of the Silver Surfer. So that's pretty badass. And he showed me pictures of it, but he said, Fears, it's going to remain in the Nerd Cave unless I do a big-ass show like Super RetroCon, then I'll bring it to the con. And he said he brought a lot of his statues to this Jacksonville, Florida show that just ended. And I was like, oh, wow. And I said, how many statues? Well, he goes, Fears, obviously I brought Iron Man. I said, yeah, you do bring Iron Man to every single show. He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, it's kind of a staple now. I said, listen, Iron Man's one of my favorite, he's not really a superhero because he doesn't have any superpowers, but he's one of my favorite heroes. You know? He's kind of like Batman on crack, you know, because Bruce Wayne is a millionaire. But Tony Stark's got more money than Bruce Wayne. So Tony Stark is a billionaire. So he can get on more of those toys, more of those goodies, you know what I'm saying? And his hardware and his tech is just so much more badass than Batman. Nothing against Batman. I like Batman. I am so excited for the new Flash movie. I saw the trailer. It's got time travel in it. It's got the original Michael Keaton's Batcave. It's got his original bat suit. It's got Michael Keaton as Batman. It's got the fucking Batmobile from the 80s. Oh, from Batman 1 and Batman Returns. Oh, man, I am so excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. It's going to be good stuff. I'm pretty damn excited. And then at the end of the month, right before my trip, June 30th. Oh, yeah, baby. I'm gonna buy my fedora, my Indiana Jones fedora, probably this Thursday or this Friday. So I hope it gets here in time for the June 30th release of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I want to go and see it the day it comes out. I am beyond excited. Indiana Jones 5. I'm excited, but I'm a little sad. I'm excited that we get to see Indy in another adventure. Right, in another adventure. But I'm kind of disappointed that it's going to be Harrison Ford's last performance as Indiana Jones. He's getting older. He's like 80-something. I get it. It's time to pass the torch. And he said, and he's even said in interviews, you know, my age, you have to take a factor with the character. He goes, Indiana Jones is more of a young adventure guy. And I said, the only reason why these last two adventures we've done him as an old guy is because he said, I wanted to see Indy at the end of his career. And he said, in this one, he's retired from being a teacher and an archaeologist. And in this latest adventure, he doesn't even want to go on any adventures anymore. He thinks all that's behind him, and he kind of gets sucked in to doing one last adventure. So, and it's the adventure of a lifetime, because the artifact that he's looking for, the dial of destiny, he's been looking for that his entire life, and he hasn't found it yet. And then it's kind of cool that he finds it at the end of his career, but it's going to be sad because it's going to be Harrison Ford's last performance as the character. Now, I will say this. I don't think it'll be the last, even though it's the last performance of Harrison, I think there'll be other people that will portray Indy. So at least we'll get to see Indy, the character, come back for another adventure. Like, now that they've done all the movies, in the 80s, now they've seen him old, I guarantee you they'll do it like Star Wars. They'll do like 3 adventures, maybe 4 adventures of him as a young Indiana Jones. And I've said this many times. I think Chris Pratt would make an amazing young Indiana Jones. He kind of looks like Harrison Ford. Not completely, but he looks a little bit like Harrison Ford. A young version of Harrison Ford, a little bit. But I think Chris Pratt, he's a fantastic actor. I think he could pull off. He's got the build for it. He's kind of a man's man actor. I think he could pull it off. I really think he could pull it off. So it's sad to see Indy. I mean, it's sad to see Harrison not do Indy anymore. But again, I think we'll see another adventure as someone else playing Indy. So we'll get to see Indy, the character, as Indiana Jones, another adventure somewhere down the line. And I've always wanted to get the Young Adventures of Indiana Jones on Blu-ray or DVD. I know they had 3 or 4 seasons of it. It came out I think in the 90s, so I've yet to see. I know it's got Sean Patrick Flanery as young Indiana Jones. He was in The Boondock Saints, and he was in Saw 7. I've actually met Sean Patrick Flanery at a convention. Nicest guy in the world. Got a photo with him. Got an autograph. Such a cool guy. And I've met that Rocco guy from The Boondock Saints, and he flipped off the camera and all that, and I was like, man, this guy's so fucking cool. So yeah, nothing against Sean Patrick Flanery. I think he would make a good Indiana Jones, but I think I haven't seen the Young series yet. I probably should Google it before I go to work tonight. I just think Chris Pratt would do a better job. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, Anyway. So, those are all the updates. I had a lot of updates before we actually started the show, so I'm sorry. Feel free to comment in the chat and go nuts, ask Fears, whatever you want. Anyway, today's topics, Fears finally watched An American Werewolf in London. It was such a long title that I just put Werewolf in London in the title, because you only get so many letters to write in the title on YouTube. So I'm going to review this. Such a good movie. Such a good horror movie. Not a cheesy one. It's a good one. And some parts has a little humor in it, like when he's talking to his dead friend, like in a dream sequence and all this other bullshit. But it's actually terrifying in some moments. Like his transformation looks painful, and it looks like it hurts, and it looks absolutely terrifying. So yeah. So I'm going to be reviewing this, and then I'm going to talk about some new guests that I want to interview on the podcast, because everybody seems to like the interviews, on the podcast, and I thought I would interview a few more people for the podcast. And then I also watched Thunder Run last night, and I don't think I've ever reviewed it. And let me grab it real quick. So I'm going to review Thunder Run. Me and my brother used to watch Thunder Run all the time. And I'll be honest, I'm actually surprised I have this film in my collection. It took forever to find this on the internet. Months upon months, almost a year in the making of trying to find this online. So there's a story behind this. So, oh yeah. So I'm so glad I have it in the collection. And I was like, you know what? I haven't reviewed this. So anyway. But anyway, let's start with the new interviews for the podcast. And again, if you guys have got any questions, feel free to write in the chat. Let me know your questions. So, because my interview with Steph went so well, I reached out to another content creator that I've been following for not long. I've been, and this guy is a fellow guy content creator. But his nerd cave is absolutely spectacular. He's got well over oh God, how many I'm gonna have to look on Instagram. I'm gonna have to look on Instagram how many followers he has. I think it's over 1 million. He's got quite the following on Instagram. I wrote him, and I'm not going to tell you his name, but I basically just went, "Hey, such and such. My name is John. I'm a big film buff too, and I was wondering if I could interview you on my podcast one day. I also love some of the stuff that you're into. Please let me know." I said it would be an honor and a pleasure to interview you. Thank you, John Fears. And he's into a lot of stuff that I am, and I'm looking at his Instagram right now. He's got a lot of followers. Plus, he's a fellow content creator in it seems like he lives not near me, but he lives in Florida, because I'm seeing a lot of Florida pictures, and he's got a lot of movie stuff on his on his page. And I thought, I didn't see a YouTube channel. I think he only focuses on his photography and his videos on his oh no, wait, I'm sorry, he does have a YouTube channel. I just saw it now on his Instagram. So I'm sorry, I missaw it. But I think his two main, so I'm gonna have to subscribe to his YouTube channel, because I did not know that he had a YouTube channel. But looking at his Instagram more in depth now, I'm gonna subscribe to his YouTube channel right after the stream. But it seems like he does a lot more on Instagram. Let me click on his actual YouTube page and see what it's all about. Oh wow! So he actually has more followers on his YouTube channel than his Instagram. But it seems like he does a lot of unboxings, a lot of movie talk. This guy looks awesome. I would be honored. So he looks pretty popular. He looks pretty popular. I definitely would love to interview him. I'm not going to say his name. Oh yeah, so he's from I guess he's from the Orlando area, because one of his videos is him and his family at Disney World. Okay, so he lives in the area. That's what I thought, but I wasn't for sure. So I definitely would like to do a collab video with this guy, because he seems like a really cool guy. And like I said, he's into stuff that I'm into. Movies. I will say this: he is a fan of some of my favorite movies. So that's probably why I reached out. And the way I found his Instagram is kind of like how I found Steph's Instagram. I was uploading something that had to do with a film, and because this guy has posted about that film on Instagram, it suggests people to follow. His name popped up, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check out this guy. Checked him out, and he's got his nerd collection, guys, blows my nerd collection out of the water 150 times over. It's insane, his collection. Oh my Lord. So I thought to myself, I said, since Steph's interview was so good, I said, I would love to interview this guy, another fellow content creator, and I would do it just like Steph. I would prepare, I would check out his YouTube channel now, I would check out his Instagram, fully prepare, for the interview, and I would probably put his interview on the main channel, just like Steph's, and I'm sure it would be a good interview. So he's the first one that I would like to, that's the newest interview. I don't know if he's going to say yes or no. I just messaged him today, so I hope he gets back to me soon. if ever. He may not be interested and he may not write me back. So, but you never know until you try. So I will keep you guys updated. I really hope that he wants to be interviewed, because I would love to interview him. The second person I would like to interview is, like I said, Skunk Ape. Skunk Ape has been a fellow follower for quite a long time now. And I think he knows Exhumed Visions. I think Exhumed Visions had Skunk Ape subscribers. I think they're buddies. I would love to interview Skunk Ape on my main channel and talk to him about his music, because he makes a lot of music on his channel. On his Instagram, and I guess in his live. So I thought that would be a good interview. I would at some point like to interview Visions, because I've had him on the show, but I've never actually interviewed Exhumed Visions. So that's another person I'd like to interview and talk to him about his business and stuff. That would help his business. Two, we're buddies, we're friends. I think that would be a very cool interview. I've interviewed Randall before, but I've never interviewed Randall for my main channel. And I think it would be great to interview Randall for the main channel, talk about film school, talk about what inspires him, because I give Randall a lot of friendship, a lot of support. I love Randall as a friend, as a brother, and as a fellow content creator. So I think that would be a good interview. I'd love to interview Pixel. I really would, because Pixel, in my opinion, is a far better editor than I ever will be. And Pixel doesn't have a lot of, at least when it comes to his editing, sometimes I guess he suffers from, low self-confidence, And I said, Pixel, you're a damn good editor. You're a great editor. And he's like, I don't know, Fears. And I'm like, I know so. I'm like, I've seen your convention video. I said, you're a damn good interviewer / editor. So I would love to help out Pixel in any way I can. So those are just some of the next 4 or 5 interviews that I would really love to do. Really love to do. So I hope I can do all this. And I would put each one of those interviews on the main channel, because I think those 4 or 5 interviewers, those interviews that I said, I think they would be really good. I really do. I really do. I think they would be fantastic, and I think everyone would get a kick out of them. I know I would. I know I would. And but yeah. All right, moving right along here. All right, time for the reviews. And again, the last couple of days there hasn't been a lot of talk in the chat. I think I know the reason why. I think some people are upset at my outburst in the Discord. I think that's what it is. So I think some people are taking a break from me. I think that's the reason. I mean, I've apologized though, and again, I'm not using this as an excuse, but I got provoked. They always provoke me. It hardly ever is it my fault. They always start it, and then they act like sweet little angels, and oh, we didn't start it. But again, I don't really care who started it. That's why I haven't been saying much in the Discord. Today's the first time I actually said hello. I went in there really early in the morning before I started my errands today, and I just said hello. How are we doing, everybody? I'm just checking in. I'm just saying hi, and then I said hope everybody has a good day, and then I kind of ducked out. And then when I got back from my errands, because I left it around to do all my errands, I left it at I got home at 8:30 from work. I slept till about 10:30, 11. Got up 11, took a shower. I mean, I already had a shower, but got up, brushed my teeth, put on some clothes, and then I was out. So from about 11 to about 10 minutes ago, when I started the stream, I've been out and about doing errands. And I'll tell you guys about my day before I start reviewing. But to the people that are taking a break from me, I understand, and I did apologize to LC, and I apologized to Visions, and I did apologize. There's no way in hell that I'm going to apologize to the trolls. So they can just kiss my ass. That will never happen in this lifetime, the next lifetime, or any lifetime that has Fears in it. It just will not happen, and because they don't deserve an apology. because they put me through so much pain and suffering and hell. For what? Just to get a reaction out of me? Come on, grow up, you know? So, but to the people that I care about, like Visions, I haven't seen Pixel in a while, so I don't know if Pixel's taking a break. I think Visions is taking a break. I've messaged him 4 or 5 times over the last couple of days to check out a show, and one day he said he was busy with his family, which I completely understand, and he said maybe I'll check out a show in a couple of days, and I went, okay, cool, man. So I don't know if he's taking a break from me, so if Pixel's taking a break and Visions is taking a break, I understand. And the people that deserve an apology, like Pixel and Visions and LC and all my loyal friends and fans in LC's Discord, I apologize. But there's no way in God's green earth, in heaven and hell, will I apologize to those idiot trolls. Because they're problem starters. They love to create problems. They love to start problems. And I'm just sick and tired of it. So that's why I'm not going to bring up anyone's names. I'll say maybe trolls sometimes, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to really try hard to not say anyone's names, not start any bullshit. If I'm telling the truth, that's not starting bullshit. I'm telling the truth right now. But I'm not going to be like, hey, such and such, fuck you. Hey, such and such, fuck this, fuck that. Because I think that's why some people take a break from me. And I don't like to be like that. But I'll be honest, guys. Sometimes I have a hard time controlling myself sometimes. If they get me that enraged, which they have, it's hard not to say anything. I'm like, they started it. They started it. I didn't do a damn thing. They started it. And then I'm like, they think they can just do and say whatever the hell they want and get away with it. And it's unfair that they can do and say and get away with it, and I can't say anything. And that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, you want to start some shit? I'm not afraid of you. I'll say some shit. You know, because if they start it. Now, I will admit, I have started it once or twice, if I'm being honest. Or probably more than that. But recently, I have not started it. They started all this recent shit, if I'm being 100% honest. So, I've started it more than once or twice. But in this instance, recently, I did not start it. They started it. And they know they did. And I'm sure they're proud and they're pleased and all that stuff. But anyway, I don't really care. You know, they're very sad, weird people to get sick pleasure out of tormenting someone on the internet. I've never understood that. They're weird as hell. It's very, 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 very weird and very psycho of them to get that much pleasure out of tormenting someone online, offline, in a Discord. It's pretty damn weird. But anyway. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to say about it. But anyway, to all my loyal fans that are taking a break, like Pixel, Visions, Richie, other people, LC, because I haven't seen LC in a while. I haven't heard from Visions in a while. Well, I heard from Visions. What was it? Let me look. He wrote to me last Friday and Saturday. So I think that was just right after the outburst. Or whatever it was. So I'll be honest, I haven't heard from him in a couple days. I understand if he's taking a break. I haven't heard from Pixel in ages. So to all my loyal fans, I do apologize. To LC, I apologize. To LC's family that's in their Discord, I apologize. But again, I will not apologize for those idiots starting shit. Because they are spineless, gutless cowards. And that's all they ever will be. But I do apologize. And again, I won't say their names, but they know who they are, and I'm just fed up. So, but they're not going to scare me into not doing content. I'm not afraid of them ever. I've never been afraid of them. So, I hope things get better. I really do. I doubt they'll stop making fun of me. So that's just one thing that I have to deal with. They love making fun of me for God knows what reason. So it is what it is. But I do apologize to Visions, and I apologize to Pixel, and I apologize to LC and Richie, and all my other loyal fans that are in LC's Discord. I really am sorry. Because you guys don't want to see Fears mad. And all the people that love and support me, you guys don't want to see me mad either. I don't want to see me mad. I don't. I'm, I like being happy-go-lucky, John Fierce. I hate being... I wouldn't call me evil. I'm not evil. But I don't like seeing, Hulk out Fierce. That's the best way. When you guys have seen me, well, some of you have seen me, it takes a lot. After I get that enraged, it takes me a good 10, 20 minutes to calm down. So I'm definitely a Bruce Banner Hulk out type of guy. After I've hulked out, I'm like, oh, you want to start some shit? Okay. I'm like, let's go, motherfucker. I am taking you down. I'm like, you've pushed me to that point. Let's do it. And then I'll go full rage mode. And that's just how I am. And sadly, I love my dad, but I get my temper from my dad. It took a lot for my dad to get mad, but when he got mad, whew, did he get mad? I don't know if he got more mad than me, but he got mad. You guys have seen me mad. But normally after I cool off, I'm fine. But it takes a while for me to cool off. But I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. I don't want. That's why I block people in the chat. Like if they start any shit. Because they want to start shit. And then I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. I'm like, my channel is all about good times, good vibes, nerding out, bunch of nerd stuff. And I try to produce the best content. And you know what? I saw all the nice... I got to give it up to Adam Pacitti. You know? I saw all the nice comments that he put in there. I was kind of bummed that some of my loyal fans and other people have not been, writing in the chat. So I'm kind of bummed about that. I hope everyone will be back. So take as much time as you need. But I got to give Adam Pacitti, get the ball rolling. And he was like, hey, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something to the effect of, let's show Fears how much we care and how much we support him. Tell me why you subscribe to Fears' channel. And he's like, I like him because he's such a good content creator, and it's the quality of the vast amount of content he puts up, and he's one of the best filmmakers, or he said something like that. Pixel liked it. I liked it. A bunch of people liked it. I thought that was very nice. So, Adam, I know we started off on the wrong foot, and I hate that we started on the wrong foot ages ago, but I'm glad that we're getting back on the right foot. Again, Adam Pacitti's another person that I would love to interview. Like a proper interview about his channel, about how he became so big on YouTube. I think that would be another good interview that I would love to do. But yeah. So I think that would be good. But yeah, but anyway, but Adam, thanks so much for all the nice things that you've been saying. I really appreciate that. And guys, before I go on to thing, I don't like to get mad. I don't. And it happens... Lately, it's been happening more off camera. It's been happening more off camera. And I was talking to Randall about this. And I said, Randall, I don't understand why they give me so much grief. And Randall is such a logical guy. He said, well, Fears. He goes, because you give it a reaction. I said, Randall, I really try not to give a reaction. I said, I really try. But I said, some people in this community, there's nice people and then there's evil people in this community. And they dig so deep to get a reaction out of you. And some of the stuff they say is vile, evil, very hurtful. And I don't like that, And it's hard. It's hard not to give a reaction. So I do apologize to my loving and loyal fans. I mean, because a lot of people online care about me. And I'm grateful. I really am eternally grateful for those people that care about me. Like Pixel, Visions, Richie, Elsie, Pretend Stories, Triple, Skunk Ape. There's a whole bunch of people that really care. And, that's not everybody that cares about me, but I didn't want to, name off all the entire list. But I appreciate each loving and loyal fan. And I wouldn't be here without each loving and loyal fan. And I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I don't appreciate all the grief I get sometimes, and that's the reason why sometimes everyone's got their breaking point, guys. I'm only a human being. Again, I don't mean to break, but I don't like when they get personal. When they get personal and make fun of my dad or make fun of me or make fun of my friends, that hurts. And they go the distance to try to hurt me. And I pity them. I really do. I've gotten death threats. People have made fun of, oh, hey, Fears, I'm glad your dad's dead. Well, that really hurts when someone says that, And then they say, oh, Fears, you're lying. We've never said that. Yes, you have. I've gotten death threats. They've made fun of my dad. So I wouldn't lie about that. People have said that stuff, and it's hurtful. So I don't mean to lose my cool, but it happens sometimes, and I am sorry to the loving and loyal fans, because I'm sure that's standoffish. It's life though. Everyone wants to see happy-go-lucky fears. They don't want to see drama. They don't want to see me get mad. And then it's kind of standoffish when you're like, oh God, fears flipped out again on something else. Again, I don't want to do that. I really don't. So I just wanted to take a minute and apologize to all my loving and loyal fans and LC and his Discord and again, all the people that care about me. So anyway, I hope all my loving and loyal fans and LC can forgive me. I really hope so. And I hope everyone will be back soon, because I was wondering why people weren't chatting as much in the chat. And I was like, oh, well, they're either boycotting or they're taking a break or doing whatever. So hopefully everyone will be back soon. Actions speak louder than words. So like in the next couple of streams, the next couple of weeks, I'm really going to try hard not to blow up again. But see, now that I've said that, now they're like, oh, well, now our mission is to like get him to blow up in about a week or two. So hopefully I didn't set myself up for disaster, but I'm really going to try not to blow up. And if I do blow up, hopefully it's not on camera. But they're like, oh, well, no, he said in a couple of weeks, so now we've got to do our master plan, and in a couple of weeks we'll get him. Yeah, so I can already tell they're probably brainstorming, and this is the shit that I have to think about. It's sad that I have to think about this kind of shit. Anyway, but in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna try not to blow up, if ever, if ever anymore. That's the goal, not to blow up anymore, because I just look stupid when I blow up either on camera or off camera. And I read a troll. A troll said, I love it when Fears makes a fool of himself. Again, I don't think I make a fool of myself. Everyone gets mad, but that really hurt. I'm not going to say who said that. And I'm like, very rarely do I make myself look like a fool. If I do make myself like a fool, it's usually for a short film or I'm blogging and I'm trying to make someone laugh. Whenever I'm doing like impersonations, that's okay, that kind of stuff, because I'm trying to make you guys laugh. But if I get mad, then I look like a fool. And I don't want to give that person, the sick pleasure of, oh, I enjoy when Fears makes a fool of himself. Well, too bad, so sad. I'm not going to try to give you that anymore, I'll do my best. Again, I'm only human. I'm sure. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but I can't lie. It probably will happen somewhere down the road of the rest of my YouTube career, because they never let up. Like, you think, oh yeah, we'll give Fears a break. They never give me a break. They never let up. It's an endless struggle of, hey, let's see how much we can piss this guy off. And it gets really tiring. But I will do my best. But I've been thinking about this the last couple of days. I was like, oh, well, that's probably the reason why not a lot of people are chatting. They're watching, but they're not chatting. And I'm like, they're probably taking a break. And they probably didn't like that I went nuts on LC and went nuts in the Discord and all that stuff. Again, I don't really like Discords, but some people like it a lot. The only reason why I'm in LC's Discord is because I'm his friend. Thank you for liking the... It was at 4 likes. We're at 5 likes. Whoever it was, thank you for the 5th like. Again, I'm only in LC's Discord because I'm his friend and I love the guy. And LC, I cannot wait for that Christmas party part 2, brother. And I've got some ideas for LC and the little guy's present. Because the only reason why I didn't get LC's older kids a present is I was like, well, I'm like, LC and his wife will take care of them. But the little guy thinks I'm like the coolest thing since sliced bread. And I was like, and the reason why I got the little guy some books last year is I thought, well, that's a great gift that LC and his dad can do together. Because me and my dad, whenever I was growing up, we read a lot of books together. And I thought, well, I'm not a dad yet, and I envy LC for being a dad, because I want to be a dad someday. I think I would be a good dad, And I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I said, I'll get Elsie and his son some books to read. And Elsie told me that he read them like lickety split, and I was like, well, that's good. That's good. I'm like, anyway, before I start, that's all I wanted to say, guys, about that topic. Let's move on. I forgot to tell you guys about my day. So after a semi-good day at work, came home, got some rest, woke up, vacuumed, because I've been lazy and I haven't vacuumed in 2 weeks, and it was starting to, my OCD was starting to kick in. I was like, I'm starting to see little crumbs and stuff on the floor. I'm like, I can't go out until I vacuum. So vacuumed real quick, had some breakfast, got a shower, then had a nap because I was dripping with sweat. So the first thing I had to do was, I can't go to sleep in sweat. I can't do that. So like, remember I was telling you guys when I got hurt and I was in the hospital? Remember I woke up from that vivid dream that I told you guys about in the hospital, and I was dripping with sweat? Well, some people would just go back to bed, and I'm like, I can't do that. As much pain as my stomach is in, I remember I had to crawl out of bed, and I rang the little bell, and the nurse came, and she was like, well, I don't know how you're going to take a shower. I said, I'll just have to struggle through the pain. I said, I am not going back to bed dripping with sweat. I said, can I get a new gown? Because they make you in the hospital, they make you take off all your clothes, and the lady was like, well, you can keep your boxers on. So that was the one thing I had to keep on, was my boxers. But I said, but can I get a new gown? And she goes, oh my gosh. She goes, why are you so sweaty? She goes, we have air conditioning. I said, and I told her the truth. I was like, I was having a vivid dream. It was pretty nuts, the dream I had. I woke up and I said, I guess while I was dreaming, it was so intense, I just started to sweat. And she's like, well, you cannot get your open wound any water in it. She goes, it's going to hurt. And I said, I'll have to like stand like this, and kind of cower, cower into the corner of the shower. And she goes, I could put some cellophane over it and we could tape it. I said, do whatever you need to do. But I said, I'm getting a shower. I said, I am dripping with sweat. So she's like, well, you hop in the shower. And so I put cellophane or something over it, got in the shower. She came back with a gown. She's like, do you need some help? And this lady was like in her 50s. And I was like, well, I don't want her to see me naked. So I just kind of opened the door. I was like, no, it's okay. Just hand me the gown. I said, I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. Because I'm like, I don't want some old lady looking at Fears naked. No offense. She was a very nice lady. She was a very nice nurse. Now, if it would have been like a hot 27, 28-year-old, hot, sexy nurse, I would have been like, oh, yeah, baby, get on in here. Yeah, ooh, check Fears out. Yeah. Ooh, that would have been great. Sadly, that wasn't the case. It was like a 52-year-old, like, grandma nurse. And I'm like, no. So I was like, she's definitely not seeing me naked. Anyway. What the fuck was I talking about? I went off on this tangent, and I was telling a story, and I can't remember what I was on about. Fucking hilarious. Oh, my day. I'm sorry, my day. My bad. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. You know how Fears is with these hilarious stories. So, anyway, recap my day, and then we'll get on with the reviews. Got home from a semi-day at work, and the only reason why it was kind of bad is because lots of people called in sick. And I hate that. I mean, I get it. People, whenever they're sick. But some people, I hate to say it, at my work, I'm sure you guys have had to deal with this at your work. Sometimes people aren't sick and they just call in because they're lazy. You know what I'm saying? I only call in when Fears is deathly ill. Like when my stomach is cringing, I can't come into work. If I'm vomiting, that's when I call for work, right? So we usually have like 17 to 20 people on the line. We get there, there's like 9 people on the line. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, this is going to be bad. Then my female boss, I said, hey, welcome back. And she's like, oh, she goes, I needed the time off. I said, yeah. I said, you were gone for like a week or two. And she goes, I had vacation saved up. And she goes, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I said, yeah. I said, no, I get you. I said, and she's got kids. I said, so what'd you do? She goes, oh, I took my kids to Disney World and we just kind of watched some movies. I rested and got some rest. I said, sounds like an epic vacation. She goes, yeah, it was all right. And I said, listen, sometimes the best vacations are just snoozing away on the couch. She goes, oh, trust me, Fears. She goes, I was snoozing away. And she's like, well, the good news is, she goes, I think we'll get more help later on in the night. And I said, oh, thank God. She goes, the bad news is we've only got like 9 people here. I'm like, oh, that's kind of bad. because normally, like I said, normally we have like 17 to 20 people on the line, and there's a shitload of trucks. And she's like, so Fears, she's like, I know you've never done 4 trucks before. She's like, you think you can handle it? And I was like, I'm going to have to. You know, I said, because I'm going to have to pick up the slack. And I said, I'm a team player. So I said, I'll help out as best I can. She goes, well, I'm going to start you off with 3 trucks. 3, it's all right. 4 was kind of nuts. So towards the middle to the end, people were yelling at me. Not managers, some other package handlers, because I was missing a few boxes. I'll be honest, I didn't miss that many boxes. And my thing is, why are they yelling? If I miss a box, it'll just go to the end, it'll loop around, and it'll come back on the belt. But I get it, because the more packages I miss, then the longer we have to be there. But I was grabbing as many as I could. Again, I think I only missed like 9 or 10 boxes. I ran down, grabbed some before they got to the end of the belt. Some, they already looped around. I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll just wait till they come back. So they came back. I eventually got them. And then we eventually got some more help. Eventually. Thank God. So then I went from 4 to 3. And then the girl that was helping me, she had to go off because I guess she got sick or something. So then I was back to 4. Then we got some more help. Then I eventually ended the day with 3. So I was like, oh, thank God. So then after that, came home, like I said, I was dripping with sweat, took a shower, vacuumed, and then had a nice breakfast. I made myself some eggs and some toast. That was good. And then pretty much from about, I got home, I left work at like 8:30, and I slept to about 11:30. Like I said, woke up, had some, I was so tired I didn't even eat right away. So I woke up, made myself some eggs and some toast, had a shower, I was out and about, and I went to Starbucks. I got the dude's gift card, so the dude, it's on the way. So now I've gotten this for the dude, and I might as well show, because the trolls ruined Yakov's surprise, so I'll show what I got Yakov, because Yakov doesn't care. And I don't care anymore because they've already told Yakov, but I'll show what I got Yakov. And I got Yakov requested, he's like, you know what, Fears, I'm not really a Marvel DC. I said, oh, you're not? He goes, well, I like Marvel DC a little bit. He goes, but I would rather have a Stormtrooper. I went, okay, I'll see what I can do. This is one of my favorite Stormtroopers. So that's one reason why I got it. I showed Yakov a photo and said, oh yeah, Fears, I don't have that in my collection. That would be great. And so I got him one of those from the Return from the Jedi. The ones from, they're in the forest, and they're protecting the, I guess it's a satellite that runs the new Death Star. And it's like a little military base, and they've got a massive satellite, and Han Solo and Chewie and a bunch of the rebels have to blow up the satellite. Well, these guys are on the, what the fuck are those things called that they ride through the trees? The speeders. I think that's what they're called. I think they're called the speeders. I think, if memory serves me right. And Carrie Fisher, the Princess Leia, she kills a few. And then all of the young, tiny little bear creatures, I forgot what they're called. Oh, God, what are they called? I know the bear creatures in Return of the Jedi, they kill a bunch of them. So I thought, I said, I like Return of the Jedi. I like this look of a Stormtrooper. It's a different type of look of a Stormtrooper, so I thought he would enjoy that. So that's what I'm getting Yakov. Again, I'm going to throw in some extra goodies. So the last thing I need to get is Visions. I'm either going to do a $20 gift card or a $25 gift card to Visions from Walmart. And I'm going to go grocery shopping here tomorrow or Thursday. So on one of those days, that's when I'll get it. And so that'll be good. And then, like I said, I'm going to throw in some extra goodies. So I got all that done. Then I thought was really cool. This was pretty cool. I didn't know this was going on at my library. Just want to let you guys know, I haven't watched a TV series this fast in quite a while. I watched every single episode of Young Rock, lickety split. Each episode was only 28, 30 minutes. Really good. I don't know why it got canceled after 3 seasons. The season 1 was fucking great, man. It was so good. So I went to the library, returned season 1. I said, can I order season 2? And they said, well, we don't have it here, but we have it at another library. She goes, can you wait a few days and we'll ship it to this library and you can pick it up? I said, oh, absolutely. She goes, sadly, she goes, if you want to watch season 3, she goes, you're going to have to find it somewhere else. She goes, none of the libraries around here have it. I said, well, I'll probably just buy all 3 seasons on Blu-ray. I said, because I really like season 1 after watching it. She goes, yeah, you watched that pretty quick, because the one of the librarians, me and her, we're friends. She's like 33. She's nice, but I'm not really. She's cute, but she's not like. I don't know. She's not. I'm just not interested in her in that way. But we're friends, and she goes, "Yeah, you watched that fast, there." She goes, "You just ordered that like 2 or 3 days ago." I said, "Well, it was a good show." She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "It got canceled after 3 seasons." I said, "I don't know why it got canceled after 3 seasons. If I'm being honest," I said, "I thought it was great." I said, season 1 was great. I said, "I cannot wait to watch season 2." So I said, I don't know why it got canceled after 3 seasons, but I said, it is what it is. And I said, I'm probably going to get all 3 seasons and watch it at some point. So as I'm doing that, I hear a bunch of commotion. And I looked at her and I said, what's going on in that other room? She goes, we're having a big charity today. She goes, for kids, for adults. She goes, it's pretty much for families, for everybody. And I said, oh, yes, what's going on? She goes, well, we're trying to raise money to buy more books. And she goes, we're going to buy a bunch of books and donate a bunch of books to, like, middle schools, high schools, and elementaries. And so it helps promote, and we encourage more kids to read. I said, that's a good charity. And then she goes, well, do you want to donate? And I said, sure. And I said, how much? And she goes, I said, you know what? I said, do you guys take cards? She goes, yep, we take cards. I said, I don't have any cash on me. So I donated $10. Then I heard a bunch of noise. And I said, is that a horse? And she goes, in the other room, she goes, we have a horse. And I said, why? I said, why a horse? And then she goes, well, it's just something fun for the kids and fun for the families. And she goes, we're hosting an event. And she goes, we're doing 2 types of charities. She goes, a lot of people in the Florida area like buying, I don't even know what you call them, those miniaturized horses. It's not a full horse. It's one of those tiny horses. And I said, oh, that's cool. And she said, someone rented a room in the library, because there's many rooms in the library. So she said, we've got 2 charities going on. I said, oh, okay. So I donated $5 for people to buy and support, I guess, to take care of horses. I guess that's the charity. I never really asked, because I was like, well, what is a horse doing? So it was that's probably the reason why the little horse was in the library, because they wouldn't have a massive horse in a fucking library. And she goes, well, the trainer's in there, and families and kids and anyone that wants to get a photo with the horse. So they said, you donate a few dollars to the horse organization, and you get to take a picture with the horse. I said, I'll do that. So I donated $5 to the horse organization. So it's basically promoting anyone that wants to buy a horse, and it was basically adopt a horse. And so you can adopt a little tiny horse or a big horse. And they said, we need more people to donate money so people can buy a horse and give a horse in the Florida area a nice home. And they said this money goes to buying the horse, feeding the horse, getting the horse more water and better food and all that good stuff. I said, I'll donate $5. So basically, at the end of the day, I donated $15. So $5 to the horse, whatever charity, and then $10 to help promote more kids to read, because I think reading is very important. I need to read more. I try to read as much as I can. I do watch a shitload of movies, so because movies is always my first passion. But I think learning how to read and reading is very important, especially kids reading. Like when I was in school, I read a lot. So I said, oh, yes, that's a good charity. So I donated $10. So I got a picture with one of this. I'll show it to you guys. It's this tiny little horse. Her name was, and it was a female horse. Because when I got in line, I kind of looked downstairs. I was like, oh, I'm not seeing any cash and prizes downstairs. So I'm like, it's definitely a woman horse. So she goes, yep, it is a woman horse. And and her name was Honey. And she was very well trained, because in my mind, I was like, oh, picture this. I'm like, I'll get a picture with this horse. and she'll either poop, mid-photo, or she'll poop on fears, or she'll kick fears, or nip at fears, or bite fears. And I looked at the horse trainer and I said, as long as it doesn't poop on me, or nip me, or bite me, then we're all good. And the horse trainer goes, oh no, she goes, she is well trained, and she goes, we've been training her for like the last 4 years. She's never bit anyone, and she's never pooped on anyone. I said, oh, okay, that's good. That's good. So I'll show you guys a photo. So I thought that was pretty cool. I got to help 2 charities out today, and so I donated some money. So that's one picture. So there it is. Very lovely horse and very beautiful horse. And then there's the other one. So there it is. Very cool. All right. So after that, thank you for the 6 likes. So I guess everyone's enjoying this stream, so I really appreciate that. So we got 6 likes. So after that, then it was a hot day, so I went to this new ice cream / lemon ice place, and I got some lemon ice because I got a coupon in the mail. It said come to our grand opening, bring this certificate, and you get $1 lemon ice. So I did. So I took a photo of it, and I got some red lemon ice. Good stuff. I'll probably Instagram it later. Very good lemon ice. See, I can have that. That doesn't hurt my stomach. That doesn't hurt my stomach. But if I ate ice cream, that would probably hurt my stomach. So yeah. All right. So that was my day, and then I came home, and then I had lunch, and then I started the stream, which we've been going for an hour and 11 minutes. So I'm gonna quickly review these movies. And then I'm going to get some dinner, and then I'm going to probably work on some more content. I'm going to probably edit a small little version of the axe throwing video and probably put it on my main channel. And then the next vlog I'm working on, finally the Titanic vlog is coming. So that's the next vlog I'm working on. Because I know you guys have been wanting to see that. That was a great vlog. It was a great adventure. Learned a lot of history on the Titanic. Like Tommy NC 2010, I have a great interest on the Titanic. I think it's amazing. They built that ship for 4 years, and it only lasted 4 days. Sadly, it only lasted for 4 days. A lot of people died. It's very sad what happened. I can't believe, though, that they thought that the boat was unsinkable. I'm like, you put a boat, I said, you put a boat on water, it hits an iceberg. It doesn't matter if the hole is this big or that big. Eventually, water is going to seep in, and if enough water seeps in, it's going to sink. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter how many safety features it has, which the Titanic barely had any safety features because they thought it was unsinkable. And I hate to say it, but they were idiots. Because they're like, we don't need, we only need the limited amount of lifeboats. It won't sink. Everything will be fine. Guess what? You didn't have enough lifeboats. It sank. Tons of people died. Shame on you. Shame on you. So there it is. Okay. Let's get to the review. Let's do American Werewolf in London. Such a good horror film. Now, a lot of people would think this is a cheesy one. It is not a cheesy one. It was directed by John Landis. John Landis directed the Michael Jackson's Thriller. He's directed other things, but he's famous for directing this. He's famous for directing the Michael Jackson's Thriller. He's famous for directing the Blues Brothers, Part 1 and Part 2. The second Blues Brothers, yeah, it's all right, but the first one's way better. Way better. Way better. And this story is basically, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't seen, now I've seen it all. But before I watched this, I hadn't seen the whole thing. But initially, it's about 2 Americans and they're two buddies. They go to London for a vacation, and they don't know why, but some terrible werewolf animal is killing a bunch of people. They don't know it, and all of a sudden, one night, they're traveling, and they see people like in this bar and stuff. They're thinking about going in the bar, and they go into the bar, and all these people are like, don't go out after night. And they're like, ooh, okay, yeah, whatever. And, they don't really, they just kind of like, all right, well, that was weird. Like, why can't we go in at night? And so they literally, in one scene, some of the people were telling him, do not, I'm telling you, just stay in here or stay in your hotel. If you're going to travel, just travel during the morning, during the day. We wouldn't go out at night. Something very bad will happen. Well, of course, it's a horror film, so yeah, whatever, and then they go in. What happens? They go out after night, and the two friends, which are these two guys, they get attacked by a wolf-like creature, a werewolf. This guy gets bit by a werewolf. He manages to live, gets away, but his friend dies. And then he wakes up in the hospital, and he's feeling really weird. And then all of a sudden, he starts having dreams, and his dead friend in his dreams is talking to him like, hey, you should have listened to me. You should have listened to me. And he's basically like guilt tripping him. He's like, we should just stay in the hotel. Why did we ever travel to fucking London? And all this other crap. And so he's kind of like going out of his mind, like, dude, leave me alone. I didn't mean for you to die. What happened, it was fucking nuts, And slowly but surely, his friend, this guy, turns into a werewolf, and all hell breaks loose. That's pretty much all I can say to you guys, because if I say any more, for the people that haven't seen it, it's going to ruin it. But it is so good. I will say, probably the most intense scene is is his transformation. His stomach starts hurting. He falls to the floor. He's all sweaty. His nose like stretches out to here. His all this hair comes out of his head. His hair extends even longer, of his normal hair. His ears stretch out. He gets these fangs going on, and his hands stretch from like here all the way out to like here. It's probably the most insane werewolf transformation I've ever seen on camera. It's so good though. I was sitting there, I'm kind of like this, I'm like, oh, shit. It is a little bloody in some scenes. Not too bloody. It's not like fucking Hostel. I've told Vision, I've told Pixel this a million times. I barely got through Hostel 1, and I turned off Hostel 2. Literally sitting there, yeah, we'll just blowtorch the fuck out of some lady's eyeball. I don't need to see that. That's just too much. That's too much blood. I'm like, do I really want to see some lady getting her eyeball, like, blowtorched off? I'm like, no, I'm good. So some scenes were a tiny bit bloody, but not too bad. So, but I gotta say, you guys know it takes a lot for me to give a film a 10 out of 10. I've only done it a couple times on camera. American Werewolf, 10 out of 10, super good. Super good. I loved it. And probably this weekend, after I get back from Jeff's, I'll probably watch it again because it was that fucking good. It was so good. So, if you guys have not seen this yet, bada bing, bada boom, check it out. Such a good film. Watch it. Let me know what you guys think. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. All right. To end the stream, I've told you guys about this before, but I don't think I've actually ever reviewed it. So I watched this last night. And I watched American Werewolf last night. And I was like, should I review this tomorrow? And I was like, well, I've told them about it, but I don't think I've ever reviewed it. I don't think I have. If I have, tell me in the chat. Let me know. I don't think I have, though. But anyway, it's one of me and my brothers, like we found this gem way back in the day in the Blockbuster days. Yes, Fears is fucking old. And my brother actually got me into it. My brother, for some reason, kept renting it. And he watched it a few times because my mom and my dad always allowed us. I didn't get to watch TV during the week unless I snuck away. Like if my mom and dad were going to the grocery store, I'd be like, all right, cool, see ya. The minute they left, I'd be like, all right, let me turn on the TV. But my mom and my dad didn't allow watching television or movies during the week because they wanted us to focus on our projects, my sports. I did karate back then. All of our curricular activities, getting good grades, and then they said on the weekend, then you can watch as much TV as you want. So the minute it hit Friday, after school on Friday, that's when I could start watching TV. And then it ended Sunday night at around 10 or 11. So that's the only time I could watch TV. But anytime they left for the grocery store or, hey, we're going to go over and visit your grandma. No, I don't really want to. Yeah, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to sleep. Then I got to watch some TV because I did the sneak. Anyway, when we did go to Blockbuster, my mom and dad, they would always rent whatever films they wanted, and they always allowed me to rent a movie and then my brother to rent a movie, so it was fair. And my brother kept renting this 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and I never watched it because my brother, he's more into cars and stuff. I like cars, but not as much as my brother. I'm more of the artist of the family, the black sheep of the family. My brother can take apart a whole car on a Friday and put it back together like intact on a Sunday. I don't really find that appealing, but my brother does. I like to drive cars, and I like vintage cars, and I appreciate the car's beauty. And I'll drive it. I'll take a like when me and Sam went to Desertland, and I took so many pictures of all those vintage cars. That's what I like about cars. I like the beauty of cars. I like to drive cars, but nothing would possess me. You know what? I'm going to buy that piece of shit car and rebuild it and remodel it. That's just not fierce. My brother would do that. Be like, you know what? That's an old gem. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to repaint it. I'm going to work on the engine for like 2 months. That's where me and my brother differ. That would put fears to sleep. I'd be like, I would look at my brother and go, good luck on that project. I'm going to go take a nap. You know? But again, my brother, that's his thing. My brother likes films, but he's not obsessed with films. That's where we differ. My brother's like, hey, you've got your passion, I've got my passion. So I don't make fun of my brother's passion. I'm like, that's good. If you like cars and you want to rebuild them and repaint them and remodel them and, go nuts, go for it. I'm all for it. And then my brother's like, same. He goes, I like to watch films, but I'm not obsessed with movie props and films and conventions. He goes, that's your thing, Fears. And I said, absolutely. That's why we're different people. But we have mutual respect for each other. So, to make a long story short, he kept renting this film. And I thought, well, he's rented this like 8 or 9 times. I better sit down and watch this. And actually, I got into it. I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, this film's good. It's old as hell, but it's good. So if you ever do get a copy, or I think you can watch it for free on, what the fuck is that platform? I don't know if it's on... I think it's on Amazon. If you can buy it to watch it. I doubt it's on. What the fuck is that other one called? I don't use it. You guys have told me about it. Fucking Zulu, Hulu, whatever the fuck it is. I think Hulu, not Zulu. Fucking hilarious. Hulu, whatever it is. I don't use it. I doubt it's on that, but I think you can watch it for free on YouTube. So check it out. It's called Thunder Run. Such a good one. It's basically about a young guy and his grandpa, and he doesn't know it, but the young guy's parents are like doing government work behind their back, and the government ends up killing them on a secret mission. And so they complete the mission, and then they think they're going to get some money, right? But then they're like, hey, you know what? This was a big mission. Sorry, too bad, so sad. We're killing you. And they're like, no, don't kill us. Well, they end up getting killed. Then they're like, well, now we need someone to do another mission. And so the young guy's grandpa finds out what the fuck's going on. But he doesn't find out that they killed his grandson's parents until the very end. So his old war buddy comes up and says, look, he goes, there's these terrorists that have entered the United States. They want to, like, they're bringing all this plutonium in. They're bringing all these guns in. They're like, and we need to take care of this now. They're like, we need to shut this shit down. And he goes, I've done my military service. I'm done. He goes, I'm running a trucking business now. He goes, and he does 2 businesses. He runs a trucking business, and he runs like a mining type of business. And it takes place in Nevada. And his war buddy's like, well, look, we know that you're done. He goes, you're the best guy for the job. He goes, I've never seen someone handle a big rig truck like you. And he goes, how can we persuade you? And he goes, look, everyone's got their price. So his military buddy's like, look, how about I pay you? I think it's like $250,000 or something like that. So then the grandpa's like, ooh, kind of sparking my interest there a little bit. All right, okay. So then his grandson finds out about this, and he's like, you can't do this alone. I'm coming. And then the grandpa like puts his foot down. He's like, no, you're not. You're not coming. He goes, this is a dangerous mission. He goes, they want me to. And the reason why they want him to deliver some plutonium is they're like, we're going to catch the terrorists in the act. And then the grandpa's all like, well, how do you expect us to do that? He goes, we've got a plan. He goes, we're going to put some plutonium in the back of your big rig truck. And then if they try to stop you, then we're going to come and get them. Well, essentially what happens is the young grandson finds out and goes, this is a big mission. I'm coming. I'm helping you. And the grandpa's like, no, you're fucking not coming. He goes, I could potentially die on this mission. He goes, you're not fucking coming. He goes, your grandma would kill me if she found out that you came with me on this mission. And then the grandson and them, they bitch and moan about it for a couple of minutes. And he's like, I'm coming. And then the grandpa's like, no, you're not fucking coming. So anyway, the grandson, on the day of, he sneaks in the back of the rig. About halfway down the road, the grandpa finds him, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, I told you you're not coming. He goes, look, he goes, I know you're mad. He goes, but I had to come. And then he's like, well, he goes, I'm already like, 40 minutes down the road. So he's like, if you're going to come with me, you do what I say when I say. I'm the boss. You do everything I say. And the grandson's like, okay, yeah, cool. But here's the thing that gets really fucked up is he knows, like the grandpa guy doesn't trust anyone. He goes, the only people I trust is my grandson, my wife, my family, and my grandson's friends because I know them. He goes, but anyone else I don't trust because he hasn't seen his war buddy in like ages. So before they go off, they pretty much put an arsenal of weapons on the truck, and his old truck was called Thunder. So, but he hasn't like driven Thunder in forever. It's like a rust bucket now. So he's like, all right, he's like, it's time. He goes, it's time to give Thunder a revamp. So he sells the old junk that was Thunder. So he hauls that off. He buys a brand new rig. That's the new Thunder. They paint Thunder on it, and then they add like tons of weapons on it. Like flamethrowers, machine guns, bombs are on it, everything. And then his grandson's like, what the fuck is all this for? He goes, not that I'm saying that my old war buddy will fuck me over, but he goes, I'd rather be prepared in case of one of these terrorists trying to steal the plutonium. He goes, because what if we go and we're not prepared and these terrorists do whatever the fuck they want and end up killing me and you? And then the grandson's like, okay. So they just, an arsenal of weapons is on this fucking big rig. And again, if I say too much more, it'll ruin the film for you guys. I don't know why they didn't put this on Blu-ray. It's such a good film. Maybe it's because they filmed. When did they film this? They filmed it. And again, it's a short movie. It's only 86 minutes, so it's not even 90 minutes. They filmed this back in, oh god, I think it was before I was born. I think 81, 80. So maybe it's so old. The only thing I saw online, you can get it on VHS, but most people don't have a VCR anymore. I don't know why. It's such a good, it's like an old classic, like cult following film. It needs to be on Blu-ray. So I'm telling you, it took me forever to find this. And basically the way I got this is I hunted on eBay for almost a year. I finally found some guy that lives in England, and he said, well, he goes, I taped it off the television. He goes, I could burn it onto a disc for you. And he goes, I'll print out the Thunder Run poster, and I'll put it on a DVD case. So it's kind of like a bootleg version, but it took me a year to find it. And even though when you watch it, it's off the television, it doesn't look like it's off the television. You know what I'm saying? So I actually got a good copy of it. I don't know if you guys ever do find yourself a copy, check it out because it's so good. It's so good. And I can't really tell the ending because I don't want to ruin it for the people that haven't watched it. But basically, in the end, the best way I can say it is there's a amazing epic ending at the end. And let's just put it this way. Everyone lives happily ever after. And they find out that the grandpa's war buddy fucked him over. Basically fucked him over. Like he fucked over the grandson's parents. And when the grandpa finds out that he got fucked over, oh man, holy hell comes down. So yeah. It's a good film. I definitely think you guys should check it out. It's amazing. It's amazing, and I hadn't watched it in about a year. It's been sitting on my shelf. I think I got this last year or the year before, so I watched it and then put it on the thing. So thank God it's in the collection. It took a year to find it to get to the collection, but it's like one of those old gems. And Visions, whenever you watch this, I have not bought Battle Truck yet, but I will, because that's another gem that I found by accident, and the only thing is I cannot find it on Blu-ray. I think it's such an old film like this one. It's only been put to DVD, but that's okay. I'd rather have it on DVD than not at all. So yeah. Anyway, it's 5:21, guys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get dinner rocking, and I'm gonna work on some projects tonight. I'm gonna try to get a smaller version of the axe throwing vlog up on the main channel tonight, and then I'm about halfway done with the Titanic vlog. But get ready for an epic weekend. I don't know what me and Jeff have got in store for his nerd collection, but I am so excited to go check out Jeff's nerd collection this weekend, whether it's on Friday afternoon or Saturday. Jeff, he doesn't live too far away from me, but he lives near Tampa, so it's going to be a drive, because to get to the convention in Tampa takes me about an hour. So I'm thinking to get to Jeff's house, it'll probably be an hour, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. But I will keep you guys updated. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Again, I am sorry to LC. I am sorry to all my loving and loyal fans. I understand why some people, I presume that's why not a lot of people are chatting right now in the chat, is because either they're still upset about what happened in the Discord, about me lashing out, or they're just taking a break, or whatever you guys are doing, whether it's a boycott or whatever. I understand, so I can't wait for all my loving and loyal fans to start writing in the chat again. Take your time. So I look forward to seeing Visions again, and Pixel, and Pretend Stories, and Triple, and everybody else. You guys know I love you. You guys know I care about you, and thanks so much for all your loving and loyal support, and hopefully I'll see you guys back soon. Again, thank you for all the likes. I got 6 likes on this stream. I appreciate it. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream there. But anyway, you guys know I love you. You guys know I care about you. Keep up your loyal support. I appreciate all the loving and loyal fans. I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are great. You guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic. All right. Time for some shout-outs. Check out my friend Randall at Cameo Man 2021. That's his main channel, and his second channel at the Mayor of Magic. Check out Pixel, Lord of the Pylons. That's right, at Pixel Protocol. Check out my buddy Richie the Richmeister doing those epic challenges. Those going nuts challenges at Richie Wright on YouTube. Check out the Fears Man, at FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs, what you're watching right now. Check me out on TikTok. We are so close, guys, to hitting 9,000. Let me check. I've gained a couple more subs, so let me tell you guys the actual how many more subs I got. I've been putting out a lot of TikTok content over the last couple of days, so we are up to 8,264, and I was in a rut for a while. I couldn't get past like 8,257. I was at 8,257 for a while, but now I'm up to 8,264. So again, slowly but surely we're getting there. Only 700 more, and then we're at 9,000. So hopefully, I would really love to hit 10,000 by like either by Christmas time or by 2024. That would make a cool Christmas present if I hit 10,000. We'll see. I may get there, I may not, but I'll keep hashing out the content, and we'll have to see what happens. So yeah. Check out my friend Skunk Ape on Instagram. He makes that beautiful music, that epic content. And last, but certainly not least, my buddy, my pal, check out Visions, Lord Visions, at www.exhumevisions.com. visions.com. Buy some cool shit. Why? Because Visions is a cool, epic motherfucker. That's right. That's right. Buy some pins, buy some shirts, buy some mugs. Oh, yeah. Check it all out. All right. I'm taking off. But this is Fears. Signing off. Peace. Deuce. Love you guys.